Good morning, investors. This is Morning Download. A few years into retirement, a man realized he was busier than he'd ever been. Not traveling, not golfing, busy managing things. 3 cars he barely drove. A boat he loved in theory and avoided in practice. A house so big, his step counter thought he worked retail. One afternoon, he spent 6 hours dealing with a leak in a guest bathroom no one had used in 8 months. That was the moment it clicked. Retirement hadn't simplified his life. It had promoted his stuff to full-time employment. That's when he started selling things. Not because he needed the money, but because he wanted his time back. Most people think retirement is about one thing: accumulating more. More money, more assets, more safety. That mindset is backward. The retirees who struggle are usually the ones who never learned how to let go. The retirees who thrive understand something critical. Retirement is not about accumulation. It is about optimization. This video is about 5 things you should strongly consider selling before you retire. Not because you are forced to, but because keeping them quietly taxes your money, your time, and your freedom. This applies whether you are looking for reassurance that you are truly ready to retire or whether you are counting down the days to maximize your active, high-energy years. In both cases, simplifying intelligently improves outcomes. Let's get into it. First, the oversized home. For decades, the house made sense. Kids, commutes, storage, status. Now it often becomes an anchor. A large home ties up equity that could otherwise fund travel, healthcare flexibility, or simply peace of mind. It brings higher property taxes, higher insurance, higher utilities, constant maintenance, and a steady stream of small decisions that drain energy. Retirement is not supposed to feel like managing a facility. Selling a home that is larger than your actual needs converts square footage into optionality. It turns sunk costs into usable capital. It reduces friction in daily life. Downsizing is not about lowering your standard of living. It is about aligning your living space with the life you actually live now, not the one you lived 20 years ago. Second, financially over-supporting adult children. Helping your kids is admirable. Sacrificing your retirement security for them is not. Once you retire, time becomes your most limited asset. You cannot earn it back. Money becomes finite in a way it never was before. When ongoing financial support turns into obligation, resentment, or anxiety, something is broken. There are loans for education. There are ways for adults to rebuild financially. There is no financing option for a failed retirement plan. Support should be intentional, affordable, and time-bound. If assistance requires you to delay retirement, reduce healthcare choices, or live with constant stress, the math does not work. Retirement is not the phase of life where you absorb risk for others. It is the phase where you protect stability. Third, expensive toys that quietly became burdens. Boats, RVs, vacation properties, classic cars. These things are sold as freedom machines. In retirement, they often become obligation machines. Storage costs, insurance, repairs, registration, the mental load of ownership, the guilt of not using something enough to justify keeping it. There is nothing wrong with owning expensive hobbies if they are used frequently and genuinely loved. The problem is keeping things out of nostalgia or identity rather than utility. One well-used passion asset beats 3 rarely used ones. Selling the rest converts maintenance into mobility. You preserve the joy and remove the drag. Fourth, extra vehicles. Retirement usually eliminates daily commutes. Schedules compress. Errands consolidate. Travel becomes seasonal instead of routine. Many households realize too late that 1 or 2 cars sit idle most of the year while still draining insurance, depreciation, maintenance, and attention. Selling an unused vehicle does more than reduce expenses. It funds experiences. It simplifies logistics. It removes one more thing to track, insure, and repair. Transportation should support life. It should not exist out of habit. Fifth, your work identity. This one is invisible, which makes it dangerous. Titles, status, professional validation, being the expert, being needed. These identities accumulate quietly over decades and then resist being released. Retirement exposes the difference between what you did and who you are. Holding on to the former can block the latter. Letting go of work identity does not mean losing relevance. It creates space for new roles: mentor, volunteer, builder, learner, explorer. People who cling to old titles often feel lost. People who release them adapt faster and enjoy more. This is not about quitting purpose. It is about allowing purpose to evolve. Now, how do you decide what to sell and what to keep? Use a simple three-part filter. First, does this serve the life you are moving into, not the life you are leaving? Second, what does this truly cost, including money, time, energy, attention, and space? Third, what becomes possible if this is gone? Opportunity cost matters more in retirement because replacement time does not exist. If the answer is unclear, apply a 90-day test. Remove the item, the expense, or the obligation temporarily. Live without it. Observe your stress level, your satisfaction, and your daily flow. Most people are surprised by how little they miss what they were afraid to release. The core idea here is simple. Retirement is not about deprivation. It is about alignment. Own what adds value. Release what quietly owns you. That shift, more than any number on a statement, determines whether retirement feels constrained or expansive. Morning download products and services are offered for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as a securities-related offer or solicitation, or be relied upon as personalized financial advice. For more, visit morningdownload.com and please do not forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel for more retirement information. Link to the original post is in the description.